Hey everybody gather round, Nosferatu's back in town, talking horror, guts, blood and gore. We know you're gonna scream for more. The podcast for the recently deceased, monsters, mayhem, fear unleashed. It's podcast for the recently deceased. We are slashers, vamps and goats at beast. Silver screens and cursed tapes, jump scares that will contemplate, special guests and spooky lore. Turn up the volume and lock your door. The podcast for the recently deceased, horror nerds on your souls we feast. It's podcast for the recently deceased, so grab your stake and call a priest.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the podcast for the recently deceased. I'm the boss, Nosferatu, and with me this evening, Stephen Anthony from Dark Claw Studios.
Hey, everybody.
Tonight, we will be discussing the teen horror slasher dark comedy, just came to theaters on Friday, Clown in a Cornfield, written and directed by Eli Craig. Some help writing from Carter Blanchard and Adam Cesare. Starring Katie Douglas, Aaron Abrams, and Carson McCormick. A fading Midwestern town in which Frendo the Clown, a symbol of bygone success, reemerges as a terrifying scourge. You know, I think that might be one of the best, lead lines I think I've ever read so far.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't give too much away. It wasn't completely wrong, like a lot of these are.
Yeah. It wasn't misleading. It wasn't wrong. Did it say dark comedy in there, or did you throw that in there?
It says it. It says dark comedy, slasher, horror, teen horror.
Okay, so that's inaccurate bullshit.
Hey, all right. Let's save the spoilers for after the spoiler warning. All right. So if it's your first time tuning in, well, we're both going to give you our quick little summary of the film, followed by our score on a scale of 1 to 10. Spoiler-free. At which point we will announce that we are entering spoiler territory, and we will take a deep dive.
I am not Tom Holland. I am not Sam Jackson. You don't have to keep saying that shit.
We will take a deep dive on the farm this evening. You want to go first? You seem passionate over there. No, you want me to go first? It's fine. I will gladly go first.
I want to set up a sense of tradition in the audience's mindset.
All right, Clown in a Cornfield. First word that comes to mind, and I know we've done a few of these, and it might feel like a cop-out adjective, but I'm going to say fun. I was in the theater, dumped a bag of M&Ms in my small popcorn, and
nice.
I was just going to town, and pretty much loving every minute of it.
Did you smuggle in the M&Ms, or did you buy them at the theater?
I smuggled in the M&Ms, but I bought the popcorn and the soda. So.
Did you? Because I like to go. Because we have a TJ Maxx that's adjacent to the movie theater.
Yeah.
Did you shop at TJ Maxx? Was there any dark chocolate ginger cravings, or you just went straight?
No. The M&Ms were from the snack section of Good Games on Main Street Oneonta. If you. For all of your gaming needs and pleasures.
You grab the M&Ms from your tax write-off stash.
Actually, I had to fix the vending machine.
I noticed that it was out of order.
Yeah, so I fixed it, and I kept testing the M&M slot until one dropped, and then I said, okay, it's fixed now, and I took it and I left.
So it wasn't really theft; it was more like kismet or fate.
Yes, it was. I have to have M&Ms. I might as well have a small popcorn. To continue to digress, there were only two people in the theater besides me, two girls, definitely teens, and they both had...
wait till I tell you about who was in the theater with me.
They both had medium popcorns, and they both dumped an entire box of the cookie dough pieces in the top of their popcorns.
That's good strategy.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, so brave. So brave.
So it's more like caution to the wind that you have at the age of 21.
Yeah.
When you get into your 40s and then that tooth cracks, not even from like a nut, but like something like a piece of popcorn. It's like, fuck me.
Yeah. I actually cracked a molar on a piece of burnt bacon. It was the first and only time I'd ever had an extraction or any kind of oral surgery at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never had any kind of oral surgery because I've never had.
I wish we could go back and just pause for a moment so I could say real quick, yeah, I've heard that about you.
Because I've never had dental coverage until now.
All right, back to my short spoiler-free review.
What number are you gonna?
I'm getting to the number comes at the end. All right.
I apologize for.
All right. So, what we have here is a fun slasher whose plot is starts off like it could be potentially so thin that it's a copycat of other genre films, and becomes a little more complex so that it is a copycat of only one other slasher film. To which we'll get into the spoiler section. Did I like that it copied one other film? No. I think I would have preferred the singular clown to be more of a Jason or Michael Myers type supernatural slasher character, and I kind of think that branching out the way they did was a bit of a waste.
I'm super curious as to what your comparison is, because I had one comparison that came up at a certain point. So now,
yeah.
Are we both thinking of the same movie?
Well, I kind of hope so, but I also not for the conversation, because if we're not, then we'll have more to talk about. Well,
mind you, before the podcast for the recently deceased, I've seen maybe 9 horror movies, so it'd be interesting if we both come up with the same one.
That's true. Performances fine all around. Like, no one did a bad job in this movie. No one was exceptional, except for maybe Katie Douglas. We'll talk about 2 of the other characters I really liked later. And let's see. Most of the kills were practical effects. Lots of blood gushing. They threw CG at you a couple times where it was necessary. It's kind of hard to smash someone with a vehicle or a giant air conditioner without using some CG.
Or electrocute them in the mouth.
Yeah, or electrocute them in the mouth. That's true.
Sorry, spoilers.
Yeah. There were some cool kills. The body count was high. I mean, there's really a lot to like about this movie.
You thought the body count was high?
Yeah, the body count was high.
I'm watching this movie and I'm thinking, wow, Nate is going to be so displeased with the body count.
I
don't give a shit.
Look, we're coming off Until Dawn. That could just be Until Dawn, aftershock, because Until Dawn's body count was unnaturally high due to the Groundhog's Day effect. But I think the body count was good in Clown.
But I have a thought on that is not a spoiler. I do think Until Dawn is the answer for writers thinking, how do I defeat AI? And I think Until Dawn gives us the answer. Come up with an original concept. Step on the ladders of giants. Write something that is different from what has come before you.
Yeah.
Which, for me, this movie did not quite do. But please continue.
Right. I mean, yeah, like I said, it definitely strayed from a traditional slasher in the terms of singular serial killer, singular spree killer, singular supernatural entity of some kind. But once again, it did copy another film in how it did reveal itself.
So we got to get into spoiler zone, because right there.
All right. Well, here we go. Well,
there might be another famous clown in horror movies, and obviously this one. Well, you already mentioned it, so you know what? Blame Nate. Did they have a choice in not going supernatural, since whenever people see clown horror movie, they're going to think Pennywise?
Okay, I mean, yes and no. Like, okay, if they did the clown supernatural, you're going to think it, you're going to think Pennywise. But if you do a slasher supernatural, you're going to get the Jason and Michael comparisons. So But then if you're creating an iconic character and giving him a name, and you're expecting him to come back in Clown 2 and Clown 3 and Clown 4, you have to give us this iconic singular character, Frendo, right? So now Frendo, the way they kind of do it, without giving away too much spoilers, it's Scream style, where anyone can don the Frendo suit and you have a villain. So there it is infinite sequels.
Did you just
potential.
name your movie that it made you think of?
No, I did not. I did it, and I did it on purpose.
We lose. Damn it.
Okay, to the nitty gritty. I enjoyed Clown in a Cornfield. Is it a great film? No. Is it a good film? It's close to it. It's very close to a good film. It's an above average horror movie. It's a way above average Shudder original that came to theaters. Awesome, love that. Gotta love a Will Sasso. Gotta love that other guy. What's his name? Kevin Durand. Both.
Kevin. Okay,
yeah, both.
That's who that guy is.
Yeah, both great small character performances. In The Sheriff and in Cole's dad. Long story short, so we can get to Spoiler Town before Steven has a conniption. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10.
I knew you were going to give it a 6 out of 10. I would not have been surprised, though, if you gave it a 5. Here we go. Jesus. Old Steven may have given this an 8. New Steven, probably a 6. And you know what? This is the movie that evolves my analysis. It is part of my evolution, where I'm not just so damn generous anymore. This movie teeters between a 7 and a 6. I don't know. Let me finish the analysis before I make up my mind, but it's somewhere between a 7 and a 6.
All right. Thank you, Steven. Okay. We are entering spoiler territory. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. Come back to this moment in time and pick up where you left off. If you don't care, keep watching. We're going to talk about the entire movie anyway, so why even watch it in the theater? Just watch our show.
Yeah. Save yourself $8.
Save yourself $8. We're going to describe everything to you in some pretty okay detail.
Or if you live somewhere other than a small town, kind of similar to Kettle Springs, like Oneonta, save yourself the $21 that it costs for a movie ticket in your local theater.
Oh, yeah. All right, before we get started, real quick, I didn't want to say this before spoilers. Eli Craig, director, writer, is better known for the masterpiece known as Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And if you haven't seen it, Steven, put it on your list.
Yeah?
If you have seen it...
Is it better than Clown in a Cornfield?
Oh, absolutely. This might be the quintessential horror comedy. It might be the best of the best. If it's not the best, it's the second best. And I couldn't even tell you what's better, but I could break it down for you one of these days. So right now, I'm going to say it's the best horror comedy on the market today.
Sure. You know what? There are things that I enjoyed about Clown in a Cornfield. I did not dislike the movie. And I wanted to say this in my number synopsis, but I'm so you got me so GD paranoid about what might be a spoiler and what's not. I loved that Frendo had a very 1950s marketing style of appearance. I loved that.
I did like that.
I absolutely fucking hated the transition that you alluded to that I won't talk about until it pops up when it's, who the killer is. But let's just say right now, so that I could say that I said it before I say it later, it's called Clown in a Cornfield.
Yes.
Singular.
I will also say the name of the movie now, and we'll talk about it later when it comes up. How about that?
Sure.
Hot Fuzz.
Okay.
What was yours? Was it Scream?
Scream.
Yeah.
It was because there's a certain part where, God, we got to talk about it towards the beginning where Cole is presumably, and I don't think it's like an intentional head fake for the audience, where Cole is going to be hitting on Quinn, but the youngest, hottest guy in the group.
Right.
versus the youngest, hottest new girl entering the group, and he, for whatever reason, doesn't have a partner, so he's flirting with her, hitting on her, insisting she comes out, and I forgot what my point was. Go ahead.
All right, so we start with a flashback to 1991.
Yeah.
And there's some people partying by a barn, and then this guy and this girl, they go out to the woods, and
that's right.
or not the woods. She's in the cornfield, and he's like, oh, are we gonna get high? And she takes her shirt off, and he goes, oh, we can get high later.
So, okay. Let me just double check with my memories of 21-year-old, 19-year-old, 17-year-old Steven. Who gives a flying fuck about getting high?
Well, people who get high all the time like to have sex high. It definitely feels better.
Okay, I prefer. Just gonna say it. I prefer breasts over chemicals in my bloodstream.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd rather have breasts in my bloodstream.
Well, that's disgusting. You cannibal. You fine young cannibal.
So the thoughts of breasts releases a chemical that goes into my bloodstream. To be super fucking clear. And if I'm guilty of cannibalism,
me crazy.
I didn't like that song when it came out.
No one is.
I think he killed himself, didn't he?
Did he? Oh my God, I love that song. Anyway, so they run into the cornfield to do it, and instead they get killed by a clown in a cornfield.
I couldn't stand him.
Oh yeah, he was terrible. Thank God he died. He was the worst part of the movie.
In case the movie was that, in case it was taking place in 1991, because you don't know, maybe they just might be setting up a time frame.
It's true.
Even though the dad will talk about 1991 later, and you're the better analyst here because I completely forgot that 1991 happened.
Well,
but the girl didn't piss me off, but the guy did.
Yeah, he was not good.
And I'm like, oh God, can you fucking drop dead soon? And lucky for me, yes he can.
Yes, he can. A couple of fine kills for the teaser, right? And then the screen goes black, and we come to, it says now, so it doesn't really matter what year you watch the movie in.
Regardless of when you watch this movie,
it's now.
That's the year it is.
I thought at first, I was like, oh, 1991, good way to skirt cell phones. Just say your movie in 1991. And then they went to now, and I was like, oh, okay. Sounds good. And then right away, the two main characters, the doctor and Quinn, her father, and Quinn move into this house, and she goes, there's no cell service.
Not one, but two cell phone explanations in this movie.
Yes.
Why? Fucking why?
Well, because
why?
Horror movies can't exist in a world where cell phones exist.
I understand that calling 911 is a thing.
Yep.
But in this movie, knowing now what we know, right? You could have called 911, and it would not have fucked up the movie.
It wouldn't have mattered, that's true.
Number two, you have to write that into the script, so why would you write it twice? Did you really need the dad being a superhero by calling the fucking cable guy? Did you really need that?
Right, to set up the Wi-Fi.
And this gets to a larger point, and I might as well make it now, until, before my Alzheimer's kicks it out, is that this movie has a little bit of bipolar. It teeters on being a total Nate-loving, fun, slasher, body count, kill thing versus a thoughtful, psychological thing. And I don't know if just one more line from Cole's dad, like something like, I don't know, are you bringing a date to Founders Day? Not just, where do you think you're going? Of course he's going to your fucking holiday, dick. And he's a kid, dumbass. So you could have cut out that bullshit line and put in another line that sets up the movie and sets up some awesome metaphors later.
Right. And
some awesome emotional impact of this young versus old that this movie kind of centers on. And instead, we get this bullshit line about the cable guy, and we get no line about who Cole is bringing. Oh, God. Just a little bit of, what's the term? Dissociative personality disorder in the writer's room.
Yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I feel like I understand the choices. But once again, you don't know that until later. Like when you shouldn't ever have that problem, right? You shouldn't be taken out of a movie asking questions that are going to be answered later, unless it like feels natural. Whereas the lines, the dialogue you're talking about, like probably took you out of the movie, and you're like, what? instead of You know, you want the questions. You don't want the questions. Because everything will make sense when you get to the destination. They could have got there a little more gracefully.
Thank you. So I think that's where we're going to agree on, because I would say that characters need to speak with their own voice, even if the words that they say are going to run counter to where you want your movie to go. Like,
Right.
You know what? Fuck you. That's real life. That makes it more authentic. You know,
Yeah.
You don't need every single piece of dialogue to set up the movie's climax.
Right.
But to just have throwaway lines for the sake of having a throwaway line, that's not authenticity. That's just so the dad.
Well, he was informing on the past because of the detention, which
Right.
already happened, and we know that it already happened. So you don't have to bring it up. You don't have to inform on it. You can move. You should be informing on what's going to happen next. You should be using foreshadow if you're going to make his dialogue mean something. If you're not going to make his dialogue mean something, the line better be funny. Because then the line is worthless. If it's not comedy or giving the viewer information that they desperately need, I don't see the point in it. So in that term, I agree with you, of course.
So here, where we meet the dad, and he plays '80s rap, which again, and I guess it's the first subtle nod to my generation versus your generation, and it was done subtly. You're not beaten over the head with it. The stick shift later on, where she doesn't know how to drive stick shift, which I kind of appreciated, and the exposition, your generation, my generation. The phone I loved. I saw that in the teaser.
The phone was hilarious. The stick shift was good. The stick shift was good. It was also a callback. Like, she couldn't drive the stick shift early, and you're like, oh, that's gonna fuck them late, and they get in the getaway car, and it's manual.
I love that.
It's manual. Like, okay.
I love that. I thought that was great. Something that happened for me, Nate, and I noticed it with the dad, is some of the actors seem to me to be like the casting director was looking for a young this person. So the doctor for me feels like a young Carrie Elwes, and a couple of other characters I just feel, that happened like 2 or 3 more times. I'm like, this guy looks like a young whatever. Was that done intentionally, or was that just something that they couldn't avoid, or am I just being super nitpicky to the point where it's like, what?
You're probably being nitpicky, but maybe not. Okay. Maybe not. I would say that the doctor, Quinn's father, I really was like, this guy looks so familiar, but I could never place him. And guess what? I couldn't place him. He's been in nothing. Nothing I've seen, or nothing big,
It gave me a little bit of Eon Flux deja vu, where it's like, okay, am I seeing like a reiterated version of somebody here? I don't know. But no other movie did that, so I don't think I'm nuts, guys, but I could be.
Yeah, but then, a whole new young cast, like every single teen, had no credits except for Katie Douglas. Had like one other like Hollywood feature. No, everybody else just had shorts and maybe an indie or something on their resume, except for Will Sasso, who played the sheriff, and Kevin Durant, who played Cole's father.
So again, let's reiterate here, because this is where it's really important that everybody gave an excellent performance.
Yeah.
I didn't find a single nitpicky thing to complain about where you pulled me out of, you got rid of my suspension of disbelief because of an acting error. You're shooting between takes, you're getting comfortable. The next one's about to start, you're not where you left off. None of that. Great performances throughout.
No, absolutely. And when I see new horror movies, I always want fresh casts. I am not big on reused characters, and in the slight exception of people like Jenna Ortega, Samara Weaving becoming like staple scream queens. I like that. But I love seeing these young casts, all new, like where everybody starts. Horror movies, right? Kevin Bacon, Friday 1. Johnny Depp, Nightmare 1. Fucking Rachel from Friends. Jennifer Aniston was the lead in Leprechaun 1, the first one.
Good to know.
So, yeah, maybe in 20 years, Katie Douglas will win an Oscar for something amazing, and we'll be like, she started in Clown in a Cornfield. Do you remember that movie?
Sure.
That's the hope for these kids, and they were all good.
Yep.
So, she gets introduced to Hicktown. There's a creepy hick on the doorstep who's a neighbor named Rust. And
Of all the heck names out there.
yeah.
Rust.
Rust. And he introduced himself, and he says "sir" to her father, and he offers to walk her to school because he knows that they're new in town. And he gives her the foreboding warning of don't hang out with the wrong crowd, which of course she immediately meets and chooses to hang out with.
Of course.
And then of course that little crew is run by Cole Hill, who is the son of I believe he's the mayor, and also like the descendant of the factory that makes this oil.
This Frendo sponsored oil.
I forgot the name of the company.
Corn syrup.
Yeah, corn syrup. It definitely began with a B. I can't remember the name of the company.
Isn't Baden? Bayden?
Yeah, something like that. So she joins She joins that crew of 2 women and 3 dudes, and the 2 of the dudes are the goofballs.
Matt and Tucker.
Yeah, Matt and Tucker. They're like the goofball jockey types, and Cole you can't really read, but he kind of has the rich kid vibe. And then
he had the rich kid vibe, and this is something the movie does very well, where some people, I think, if they're nitpicky like me, but if they're an asshole, which I'm not, they're going to accuse this movie of being woke. Because there's some, and this is the first time I noticed something. I was like, oh, somebody who's enlightened wrote this script where they talk about Cole being the heir apparent to the oligarchy. And for whatever reason, when I'm thinking this, by the way, I love lesbians, but I cannot stand dopes. I had 2 dopey lesbians, one of which insisted on laughing way too loud at every single kill and having a fucking conversation. I did give him the stink eye at the end of the movie. AI, feel free to edit that part out. While I'm listening to them talk and I'm watching Cole, here's a question for you that you're not going to be able to answer because nobody can. Why did I like this kid right away? So obviously we're supposed to like our hero and our heroine.
Yep.
We're supposed to like our protagonist, but for a rich kid, for whatever reason, super charismatic performance this kid gives. I like Cole. I like Cole right away.
Cole right away is the humble rich kid. He has already committed his life to doing good with his family's money, and he doesn't have to tell you that to get it from how he acts. And it was done so well. I mean, when I say Katie Douglas, knocked it out of the park, Carson McCormick is the close second on the best 2 performances in the movie are these 2, and they are definitely the leads as well.
And next impossible question I have to answer, I promise Nate will not be able to answer it because I'm going to give him like some calculus shit or something.
Okay. So she's late for class. And she gets detention from the a-hole teacher,
but no, seriously.
Oh, I had super a-hole teacher.
I had a math teacher that in the middle of class, and we were like the geeky kids. We were like the smart kids. I was so fucking cool. I was part of the math team, and so we were not a rowdy group of kids by any stretch of the imagination. I want to say, I don't know, 10th, maybe 11th, 12th grade math, whatever the fuck it was. We had this guy that kept screaming at us, I am not a cream puff. Some people accuse me of being a cream puff. And we would just like look to each other like, who the fuck said anything even remotely sounding like cream puff? So if it wasn't for that real life teacher that I had growing up, I would not have believed that this teacher could exist. What was this dick's problem?
You will find out, but not right away.
I won't? Okay.
You will find out. But not right away.
Not right away, but I will.
Okay. But you will find out.
Later. I'll wait.
So Cole sticks up for her and, of course, gets detention. Now.
Okay. So when Cole stuck up for her, I had just watched the video the day before about how a teacher kicked somebody out, and they were in a law school class, and he did something that was unlawful, and then he asked a question about what the law is designed for, and he's like, okay, did I treat the first student improperly, and then how come none of you spoke up? And so I think that answers my own question, why I like Cole so much. He speaks up. He does the right thing.
He does the right thing.
That nobody fucking does.
Yeah, I mean...
So good for you, Cole.
So later, because they skipped detention, which I thought was kind of a miss. Maybe it's a deleted scene. Maybe we'll get it later. because they don't show them in detention together at all. They just go right to the gang back together after detention, and they're talking about hanging out, and so they're gonna rob some liquor from the general store. And this is a good scene because they use a fight, like a fake fight between the two goofballs to distract the dim-witted cashier.
Okay,
and
I did think we were going to get the horror version of Breakfast Club. I was like, oh, this is going to be fucking cool.
Oh yeah. And they all get detention. No,
we didn't get it.
Yeah. What I liked here is that they steal the stuff and they run out, but he doesn't catch them. He doesn't even see that they stole. But while this is happening,
concerned that the fake fight knocked over some product on the shelves.
Yeah, while this is happening, Cole is dropping bills on the counter, and he's like watching them, and they all leave, and now they're drinking, and he goes, "Don't worry, guys, I left double the money is worth what we stole." And
which was a line of exposition I didn't mind because we saw him doing it, and so I don't mind him telling the audience through telling his friends that line, but I don't think it was totally necessary, but doesn't really matter.
Definitely not necessary, but if you didn't already like Cole, if you were on the fence, I think that is like what drives it home. Of course, they're going to red herring him for a very short period of time, but you knew it was coming. You're like
red herring. You mean like when you think he's the clown? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. You're gonna think he's the clown for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Exactly for 5-10 minutes.
Who's the other good suspect for the clown was was Rust. So you're thinking
Rust is kind of like
So you're thinking it could be Rust, and then you're thinking it could be Cole, and then then you're thinking it's Rust again, and you pretty much think it's Rust until the reveal. Because they don't really give you much else to go on.
But you're thinking it's Cole. At one point, Cole and Quinn go off. So it should be noted that when they get dropped off from detention, he's had 2 drinks. The new doctor in town Quinn's dad is pissed. That's 2 drinks too many for a kid your age, blah, 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 banter. She goes to kiss him, which is a nice change of pace. And now they go off to this little area on the side of this barn rave that they're at where they're not going to get arrested. He promises. They do it every year. And he's like, slower. And then I think he says something. I honestly didn't hear him. He says something to the effect of, slow to the point where it's not happening. Is that what he said?
No, I think he said, I think we should just slow things down. Or we should just take it slow. One of those two. And she just gets really kind of offended.
Right, and then Janet tells us later that Cole rejects everybody.
Yep.
So at that moment, Cole says something, I just have a lot of stuff going on, and the camera angle is like underneath him, and the lighting is really shitty on his face, and they purposely make him look questionable.
Yep.
So they did that on purpose. I thought that was a little heavy-handed from the DP, but it's what his job was.
So right after this scene, the clown's going to make his first appearance to the kids. Now, but before that, we have 2 kills to go over, because before they even get there, during the day,
the clown does make an awesome non-appearance.
Yeah, during the day, the clown shows up to what's his name?
To Tucker.
Yes, Tucker.
But before that happens, Tucker, this group of friends, and this should be set up for the movie dynamic because it's important. The sheriff uses it as a reason why he's the awesome sheriff that he is. These kids decide to use this symbol of Kettle Springs, Frendo, this marketing device, and turn it on its head. So they're going to very youthfully take the generation and tradition before and tell it to go fuck itself by making Frendo scary by doing mock horror movies on their cell phones and uploading them to YouTube and other social media sites.
Right.
So Tucker scares, it's Tucker and Matt. Tucker and Matt scare Quinn. So
that first night when they're drinking.
Matt's got his intestines coming out. They're going to make Quinn famous. Don't be so scared this time, which sets up the kill at the barn rave. So just so it's mentioned
Right. So during the day or during the afternoon when Cole and Quinn are supposedly in detention, because once again, it never cuts away to it. Oh no, this isn't detention. This is just the next day. During the day, the clown is going to scare Matt. No, Tucker. Tucker first.
Tucker first.
Going to scare Tucker first, and Tucker, of course, thinks it's his friends fucking around, and the clown will, of course, kill him.
So I thought that was done a little too much. I know you didn't fully explain what happens, but Tucker thinks that it's Matt. Matt thinks that it's Tucker, and then Janet and Ronnie think that Tucker and Matt aren't there because they're fucking with each other.
They're fucking with that. They're going to fuck with the crew.
Little lazy. If I'm justifying my 7 or what's going to become a 6, that's one of the reasons why.
Yeah, sure. So after Matt's killed, of course, we go to Tucker, who's working out.
After Tucker's killed.
Or after Tucker's killed, we go to Matt. Matt has a workout accident thanks to the clown.
So even in my best, because he had 45-pound plates and he had 2 of them on each side, so he's benching 180. Assuming he's about 210, he's almost benching his weight. 6 reps is not a lot, but okay.
Well, he's 17,
So he's 17. He's super strong. He's not benching his. He went back for a very quick second set. So very impressive. That's my only point. Very impressive, Matt. You're gonna pay for it in about 2 seconds, Dick. But very impressive.
Yep. So the clown chops his head off. That's pretty sweet.
So he puts like a hacksaw
like a cutty hacksaw. He holds it against the bar and he just pushes the bar down right on his throat. It's very nice. Very nice scene.
Yeah, the dopey lesbian did in fact laugh at that. Yeah, it was great.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
So then now we can fast forward to the party.
Did he kill Tucker in a way that was noteworthy? Because the way he killed Matt was noteworthy. I've never seen it before. It's something that I'm always thinking when I was bench pressing when I was a kid. Like, wow, somebody could fucking kill me.
I actually can't remember Tucker's kill.
So Tucker's kill, I want to say he was, just looking all over the house for honestly what went on for like 60 or 120 seconds too long. He's looking in the closet. He closes the closet. You expect him to be
behind the door, but he wasn't.
But he's not.
So
he's actually a reflection in the mirror that's on the closet door.
Yeah.
And I think he just kills him.
Yeah, I want to say it's just a knife. Just a stab. So we can't skip ahead to the barn rave just yet because we have to do the parade first. So the parade.
And the parade also does set up the conversation between the rebellious kids, I guess, is the theme.
Sure.
Where they're shooting these videos, so on and so forth.
Yeah. So the parade is happening, and a bunch of people are dressed like the clown, but then a bunch of people are also like, "Woo! It's Founders Day."
Another reason for my 6, it's the 100th Founders Day. And nobody has a problem in the town that the factory, the money-making job for everybody factory, just burned down. Who talks about it? The kids. Who doesn't talk about it? The adults. That's not ass backwards.
So, the sheriff and the rest of the adults, which according to, I want to say Quinn, who is the one who noticed and vocalizes it, is, why do all the adults in this town act weird? Is the line.
Great fucking question, Quinn.
It is a great question, Quinn. You'll find out by the end of the movie.
And she tells her dad, which I thought was a great fucking line. There's something seriously wrong with the adults in this town.
Yeah.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. So they can't find Matt and Tucker. They see Frendo on a unicycle juggling what looks like bombs, and they think that is a Matt and Tucker prank at first, but then it all goes wrong. One of the bombs that's on fire goes into the cornfield on a float. The cornfield goes on fire. Mm-hmm. This other thing goes down. A giant Frendo that was suspended. The wire gets cut. He falls over. He lands on some lady. And the sheriff takes this opportunity to arrest all the friends, except for, of course, Matt and Tucker, because they're dead.
Right. Kettle Springs Founders Day float. The big mousetrap destruction was a styrofoam Frendo bending over. And the sheriff loses his fucking mind.
Yep.
Just like the teacher did.
Just like the teacher did.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in jail. We get some exposition here. Get to know a little bit more about all the characters. It's a
Never fuck with Frendo.
Never fuck with Frendo. The weirdo, probably wino, in the...
I think his name was Daryl.
Yeah, I think it was. Didn't need to name that character, but, go for it.
No, the sheriff, when he lets the kids out...
Yeah, no, he says it. He says it, yeah. But...
That was nice.
Yeah. Never fuck with Frendo, he says. And that does get called back as well.
But here's where I'm going to get a little pissed off again and justify my 6 some more, even though I don't need to at this fucking point. Cole, it should be noted, is rubbing Quinn's leg while they're in jail, talking about the lack of their 6th, 7th, and 8th Amendment rights. So, no jury by peers for you, no
Right.
lack of cruel and unusual punishment for you. You get all that shit because the sheriff's a dick. Fuck you. You're in Guantanamo Bay. Welcome to what it feels like to be an immigrant in 2025.
Right. Quinn says, "Can we call someone?" Cole says, "Won't do any good. You're in a small town now. This is small town life."
The oligarch's kid says that.
Yeah.
So now you're really fucked.
Yeah. So some time passes. We know because it was day and now it's evening. Like the natural sunlight has dimmed, but it is not night yet. When they get picked up, and of course the only one we get to see is the doctor picking up Quinn.
Because Janet and Ronnie do not have parents. They are orphans. Apparently. Because all we give a shit about is Quinn and her Carrie Ellis resembling dad.
Yes, Quinn is the main character, obviously.
But here's where your scene comes in, or the scene that you alluded to earlier, where he has a surprise for Quinn.
Right. He picks her up in a new car. And she's like, "Wait, whose car is this?" And after he grounds her for in eternity, she goes, "Wait, whose car is this?" And she's like, "Oh no," because she knows it's hers.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "And I just got grounded." Oh no! And then she gets in the car. Oh, and it's manual. And he's like, "Yeah, I know. I thought it would be nice father-daughter bonding." And she's like...
It was a very well-written scene.
She's like, "Wow, I'm a piece of shit." She didn't say that out loud, but she's a good actress, and you could read that right on her face.
Bingo. Reason for a 7.
Yep.
But we're not going to reach it, kids.
And then he goes, "Quinn, I'm trying," as he starts the car. And like it was a good scene. It was a good scene. Great scene. Like, really touching. You get a good performance from the father.
Yeah.
Okay. So, back to the jail cell. Cole said he's going to pick her up at 10 for the barn rave.
He asks her. She says no. She's grounded, and then he says, "Come on, I have something to show you," which leads to the scene that we see in the teaser or the trailer. I don't know, why the fuck would you bring that to a hot girl? I'm curious. Like, is that something kids do?
I don't know.
You bring a
weird Jack in the Box.
You bring a weird fucking creepy clown Jack in the Box.
Clown in a box
to this girl that you want to presumably go to Pound Town with. Really?
I don't know. I wouldn't have given it to her. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have given that to her.
I mean, it is something I would do, but I would not give any kind of advice to any human being on a romantic level, what the fuck so ever. Oh, you know what would be really cool? Get this Jack in the Box and then make it look like it's from the 50s and then make it like it's from this creepy marketing tool. Oh, and then have that creepy marketing tool be the thing that just killed 2 of your friends and then say, ta-da.
And then a reminder that it was created or invented by your grandfather when he founded the town in 1921.
Was it his grandfather or his great-grandfather?
Great-grandfather, that's right, great-grandfather.
Because, we're not going to draw any kind of comparisons to it here, where later we find out that a bad crop had to be removed in the 90s, and we had some hippies in the 60s, and we had some low-life hobos in the 30s.
Yeah.
So 30, 60, 90, 20.
It was actually 30s, 60s, 70s, 90s. The hippies were in the 70s. They said something else in the 60s. I forgot what it was.
Was it? Well,
yeah. But it was hobos in the 30s.
I thought it was just hobos, hippies, and whatever the fuck they call the people in the 90s. Like, what was wrong with people in the 90s?
Well, I think they call us potheads or burnouts.
Burnouts, okay.
Yeah, the burnouts in the 90s, we know it. And honestly, fuck all that noise. My generation, the best generation. We're the only ones who never cared about skin color, sexual orientation, or your preferred gender.
Well, you were the first ones.
Or we were the first ones to just be like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, cool. What do you do? That's cool.
Yeah, the zeros, the teens, it got weaponized. The 20s overcorrected, and now we're stabling out to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The 80s, as an 80s kid, other than having the best media ever, we were dicks. We used terrible fucking language back then.
No, in the 90s, man, we were just like, yeah, man, I don't care, whatever. Oh, yeah, that's cool. What I liked about the 90s was the individualism was also kind of like, is what made it so nonchalant. Everything was nonchalant. It was like, oh, you're this, that, and the other thing? Sweet. That's awesome.
And if you had to choose one CD to take with you, because it's a CD, because it's the 90s, on a deserted island, Oasis or Spice Girls, which way are you going to go, Nate?
If I had to choose between those two, it would definitely be Oasis all day. But, I mean, for me, if I had to pick an album from the 90s on CD, it would be Marilyn Manson's Antichrist Superstar. One of the greatest albums ever recorded.
Great fucking pick.
Banger by banger, track by track, not a bad song on the album. Very few albums can say that.
And this is the expertise you get when you shop at BasementMedia.Online, guys.
Seriously, just ask the question.
Check out the records collections at Basement Media, available at Good Games in Oneonta, New York.
There you go. All right. Finally, we get to the barn rave. And
remind me to ask you who your favorite Spice Girl is during the BTS.
Oh, sure. It's Baby Spice. All right.
Moving on.
So Steven already covered the awkward shed scene. So this is where we lose Cole, but we find someone fooling around in the cornfield, and we think that it's Matt and Tucker. Matt's head comes flying out of the corn.
Hold on.
Oh, what are you doing?
I just want to. This is my Palo Alto Steven wants to talk stick.
You can just interrupt me.
No,
you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to.
I want to do that as little as possible. We need to talk about. They send the video that she went viral in. They send it to her where Tucker was pretending to be Frendo.
Oh, right.
So we're sending this whole fake shit, and she zooms in and she sees an actual Frendo. And I want to make sure we point it out because that was, I love images being used for like scary purposes and shit, background information and whatnot. That was creepy as fuck.
It was.
Well done, clown in a cornfield.
Yeah. So with the fake clown in the foreground and the fake intestines and all this jazz happening, we have a person in a Frendo costume watching this group do this thing.
So if I ever watch this movie a second time, I'm a little disappointed in myself that they show that in the teaser or the trailer, and I didn't look for it when it happened. This movie, I got to give points to, got me immersed to the point where I turned the analyzer of me off, and the movie horror movie going fan on. So well done, guys.
Yeah, no, I was completely immersed in this as well. I think I got knocked out once or twice because of a joke. And just the atmosphere in the theater, there was none because there were no people, and so
which is how I personally prefer it.
Well, I like the buzz of people being excited to see the movie. I hate the noise of people who don't care that they're in a movie theater.
So I love reactions. R2's jet whatever's going off. I remember that in the theater. That was fucking amazing. Single white female, the shoe in the eye. I think I was the one that went, whoa, what the fuck? So that everybody else reacted.
Right.
But yeah, people on their cell phones, people talking, people having conversations. Fuck you, Dick. You're not at home.
These two girls turned their phones off, and my phone was already off. And I was like,
oh, by
hell
the way,
yeah, good job, 17-year-old girls, turning your phones off.
Damn right. Fun BTS for you guys. Nate messages me before he goes to see the movie today at the 11:50 showing, and it's like 11:36. There was 14 minutes to spare. Not to mention fucking previews, trailers, and everything else, because we need to watch. What's that movie we're gonna do? Final Destination: Bloodlines. I need to see that trailer for the. Great. I need to see that trailer for the 6th fucking time and get freaked out about ice being in glass. Thanks, guys. And when Nate messages me, turning phone off. Like I'm the fucking villain here. And he never replied to my text message of, no.
Well,
Are we
I
at
wasn't.
the barn yet?
I wasn't gonna send you a message that said phone on.
It would have been nice.
All right. So there's some wackiness going on in the cornfield, and they're like, Matt and Tucker, God damn it, you're not gonna scare us. And then Tucker's head lands at Janet's feet. Janet picks it up and holds it up and goes, "Oh my God, you guys! They made a prosthetic of Tucker's head."
Yeah. So now you're pushing that whole, is it, Matt blames Tucker, Tucker blames Matt, Janet and Ron blame Matt and Tucker. Now you're pushing it a little far, but the payoff is about to come when they realize, and I think it's Ronnie, realizes that she has Matt's actual fucking head
right, because
in her hands.
She passes it to Ronnie, and the blood splurts up her outfit, and she gets really pissed off.
You bitch, you got corn syrup on my brand new shirt.
Yeah. And then the clown comes out of the cornfield, and I think it's just a bystander, right? Or does Ronnie get stabbed here?
Ronnie definitely gets stabbed here, but
yeah.
So just Ronnie's mention of the corn syrup when they're walking through the cornfield, and she says that she feels that she's in an '80s slasher movie. I feel that this movie has a couple very subtle nods, not exactly like Scream, to horror movies before it. I enjoyed each and every one of those. That did nothing for my unsuspension of disbelief. So I just wanted to mention that was one of the fun factors for me in this movie.
Right. So actually it is at this point, I think, where
well, I know they have to walk to the cornfield after, which is after they get locked in the shed, which is after another character comes back. So I don't think Ronnie dies quite yet.
Yeah, I don't think Ronnie dies quite yet, but somebody dies, and that's when they realize it's real. They start to scream, and then all of a sudden,
it's like some girl. Oh, you know what? There's an arrow shot.
Oh, an arrow, yeah.
And some girl, some rando.
Quinn can't feel her pulse.
And then,
she's fucking
Quinn goes
dead.
up.
Yeah.
She's the doctor's daughter. She is fucking dead. That's when Ronnie figures out this is actually Matt's head, and that's when shit.
Yep.
And that's when they run to the shed
barn.
that Cole and Quinn previously did not make out in.
No, they go to the barn first because this is where all the clowns come out.
Oh wait, you mean there's clowns in a cornfield, plural?
Yeah. So this is the point where you get the reveal, and where if you try to think about horror movies and
the first reveal
and why they are what they are, you come to the pretty quick conclusion. You kind of know what's going on. The mystery is kind of over when this happens. So dozens of clowns.
So a lot of clowns, which was cool.
Oh, super cool. They all have different weapons too, right? Like someone's got an axe, a chainsaw, a sickle. There's tons of cool weapons, and they just
cool weapons. But for me, this is where, as cool as it was, and it was cool, I get pissed off.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to introduce a Scream element to it, where I have to figure out who the killer is, and you purposely make me think it's Rust, and then you purposely make me think it's Cole, and now, fuck you, Steve, you don't get to figure it out. Go suck two dicks. It's an infinite number of possibilities.
Right.
Which then, I guess if I was a detective like Haas, I'd be thinking, okay, which group of people is it? And I could be content with finding that out.
Yep.
I'm not. I'm just pissed off. And this is where my, when is this movie going to end counter really fucking ticking down.
Yeah.
That did not happen for Sinners, It Feeds, Jenny Penn, fucking Borderline, fucking A25.
Yeah.
But it happened here.
Honestly,
it pissed me off.
Yeah, when that came, I did also feel the sting of disappointment. For a few reasons. One, as I said earlier, I think I would have preferred them to go with the supernatural slasher route of the Jason or the Michael Myers. But two, for me, once I saw all of them, I'm like, well, that's all the adults in the town, obviously. And
so Nate's telling you guys that obviously he's smarter than I am. So fuck me, right?
Well, you didn't see Hot Fuzz. If you saw Hot Fuzz, you would have drawn the comparison immediately. So Hot Fuzz, all the adults in the town kill all the riffraff all the time for the greater good. The Garether, it's an English movie.
That makes sense now that you said that.
Yeah. So once you've seen Hot Fuzz, you see this movie, see all the clowns. You pretty much at this point, that's your guess anyway. And then of course it is correct, because what else could it have been?
But here's my problem with it going in. I might as well just get into it now. We have a conversation with the sheriff earlier, and obviously he locks them up when he gets arrested with a complete lack of judicial prudence, anything, common sense, whatever. And it's like, okay, we really do have the dumbest fucking sheriff here. And I did buy into that, even when he came and not rescued them and arrests Cole again. And now I'm thinking, okay, Cole really has to be it. And the sheriff is somehow helping somehow. I didn't fucking get it. But we do see at the very first initial meeting and all those instances after, the sheriff is calorically superfluous. He's a big dude.
Yep.
He's a chunky monkey.
Yep.
And we don't see a Frendo that is that size.
Right. The only one that comes close is the one who got his hand shot off. And I thought that would have been fun if that was the sheriff on the doctor's table. Because, we'll tell for the people who haven't seen the movie, one of the clowns gets their hand cut off, or shot off, and another clown takes him to the dock. And
was it chainsawed off? Because he looked very much like Luke Skywalker to me, because I pay attention to that stuff.
No, it was like roast beef.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was definitely.
That's a nice metaphor there.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Or a nice simile.
Rust who shot because Rust showed up with the shotgun to save them at the barn.
Yeah, Rust is our hero, and so Rust is the guy. I thought it was an old guy in the trailer that's carrying this deer, where Cole is flirting with Quinn. Hey, do you like my creepy toy box? And he almost runs over some hunter just emerging from the woods. So Rust is pissed off that the fire at the factory got his dad unemployed. So he explains to this rich kid, you know what, this deer is a month of food for me and my family. So
for me,
go suck two dicks.
Unemployed dad.
So Cole gives him a nice line of, I would obviously invite you to the hoedown, but you got to go beat your meat. Great line.
Yep.
And now Rush shows up to be the hero when shit goes down.
Yeah. Cole did tell Quinn that they used to be friends and they used to go hunting all the time. So we get to know a little bit about Cole there. So
he's not just a rich kid. He's got some country cred.
So they will escape the barn and make it to the shed. They'll be trapped inside. They'll find the secret sewage exit. Oh no, that's right from the barn. That doesn't go to the shed. Oh no, it has to go from the shed.
It has to be in the shed, right?
It has to be in the shed because that's where
it has a metal door, and I'm thinking it might have a metal door, but it doesn't have metal walls.
Yeah.
And then Janet screams, "I am not going through no shit pipe!" And then one of the Frendo weapons bursts through the walls, and she's like, "Okay, let's go."
Okay, let's go.
That was a good line too.
Right. So they go through the sewage pipe, but they have to set up a distraction because then they'll just kill him at the end of the tunnel, right?
Right.
So Rust rigs up this lawnmower full of sacks all soaked in gasoline to blow. And when it does, they all of them are out except for Rust when it blows, and Cole kind of, he's worried about Rust if Rust made it out in time. But they can't go back for him, so they go forward.
So Cole's not a complete and total dick, even though they're not friends anymore.
Right.
He's concerned about this fellow human being.
So they can't go back, so they go forward.
Notably.
So we cut away to the clown and the clown with the hand shot off. They go to the doctor, Quinn's dad, and they say, "You're gonna open your clinic," or maybe they're at the clinic already. And
so the dad is searching through town. Quinn, I'm not mad at you.
Right.
Just pick up your phone.
Just pick up the phone. Yep.
And he drives by his medical clinic. I honestly thought he was doing his practice out of his house, but what the fuck do I know?
Oh, the lights are on. Yeah.
And there's broken glass, and the lights are on. So naturally, he goes to investigate. Why don't you go to call the police, you fucking rational adult? So he goes inside, and one clown makes him heal another clown.
Yeah, it makes him operate on the hand, or you'll never see your daughter again. Blah. So there we go.
The dad does get a very cool kill because of this, and he sets it up where he sends the aggressive clown for some saline, Saying because this kid's not a doctor, he doesn't fucking know if he needs saline or not.
Right.
And so he sets some shit up. You probably know better than I do exactly what he set up.
I can't really remember. I know he got the walkie-talkie, and he turned the volume all the way down, but he like hit it under the dude he was working on.
Okay.
Yeah. So we come back to the kids, and there's a car, and they wave it down, and I'm like, "You're waving down a clown car, guy! Like, what are you doing?"
That's exactly what I thought.
Like, there's no
okay, you literally just made a comparison saying you just think you're in a fucking horror movie, so you know you're in a horror movie. Why would you wave any car down? Me, I'm thinking maybe this is just my paranoid angry kid from Brooklyn thought pattern. I'm gonna see who's in the car first, and then if it's a good guy, I'm gonna wave it down.
Yeah.
So yeah, once you notice that it says sheriff on the side, you wave it down. But they're waving it down way before this was a sheriff car.
And the sheriff comes out. He gives them the same old speech about them being bad kids, and he arrests Cole and not the others, and drives off.
That kind of makes Cole, I thought, still, you know what? There might be a bunch of friendos, but that doesn't mean you're not one of them.
That's right. And you know, the dad is obviously in charge. So we knew that. He's the major villain. So there was a house that they were trying to get to call for help, and that's where the remaining friends immediately go after the sheriff drives off with Cole.
The Tillersons, I think, and it was 1 mile away.
Yep. So they they ring the doorbell or knock or something, and Quinn's like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you knocking?" Like, she just opens the door and runs.
That was a great line. So I don't know if Ronnie's dead already, but Janet and Quinn are there.
No, it's Janet, Quinn, and Ronnie. That's all three of them, I think.
Oh, it is Ronnie, and Janet rings. I thought it was Janet and Quinn.
It might be. It's Janet and Quinn. Ronnie's dead. Yeah, Ronnie's dead.
So it's Janet and Quinn, and Janet rings the doorbell, and Quinn just gives a great line. Yeah, I think we're past like societal norms or something like that. Yeah. We're past pleasantries.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect. That was a great line.
And this is a great scene. They see a guy with the mask on who's like passed out in front of the TV and have his faces burned off. And they're like, is he dead or sleeping? I was like, we don't really know.
Was he meditating?
Meditating, yeah. So they run upstairs. Because they hear the phone ring. They answer the phone, which is dumb.
She doesn't know because she grew up on cell phones.
Yeah.
So she doesn't recognize the dial tone.
It's also a rotary phone. So she hangs up. She picks it up to dial, and she can't dial, and the other one can't dial.
Call 911. Where are the buttons?
Neither of them can figure it out, and so they don't even try. They give up in 5 seconds.
No, that is not untrue. So anybody else who is reviewing this movie and levies any kind of criticism, that is true. You give a kid an old phone, they will stare at that motherfucker. And you give them 10 minutes, they will figure it out, but these kids don't have 10 minutes.
Right. So, they have 5 seconds, and then they go back down.
Good.
They go back downstairs, and I believe the chainsaw clown has caught up with them.
So when they get back downstairs, they realize that it's a trap, that the whole Tillerson's house, that these clowns, and it's kind of like that line that, you know, your parents know what you're doing because they did it when they were your age.
Right.
That's one of the subtle things that was not given to us in exposition, thankfully. Yeah. Wasn't beaten to us, but it's set up very nice, shown, not told, in this scene when they realize, okay, the Tillersons, they've done this before, as a trap, they need to go downstairs, and holy shit, meditating clown ain't there. So they're fucked because now a clown is about to attack them. Presumably the meditating one.
Yes. And they do get attacked here at the house. I just don't remember exactly how it goes down.
Me neither.
Yeah. Must not have been that memorable, guys. Write a better kill. I'd remember it.
I told you this movie was not going to give you the kills that you need.
Was Janet... So Janet probably doesn't make it out of here. I know Janet doesn't actually, because Janet has the weapon through her stomach as the clown's coming at him, and Quinn looks at her and goes, "I'm sorry," takes it out and uses it to kill the clown.
I want to say it's a pitchfork. It's like a farmer's pitchfork.
It is a pitchfork, and taking it out causes Janet to bleed out. So Quinn, in a roundabout way, kind of.
Which everybody check out Hosferastu's Facebook profile pic. He's holding one of those pitchforks in his profile.
That's
picture.
right. That's my American Gothica. Is what I call it.
Sure.
It's a.
There's a name for that famous painting. Right?
Yeah, the name is
like...
the name of the painting is American Gothic. So
okay,
so my version of it is like Americana Gothic. That's what I called it. Anyway,
very nice.
Yeah, thank you. So some way she realizes she has to go to the factory. Thanks to her father's, or does she get taken?
I want to say she gets taken.
She get taken
right?
to the factory
because there's there's somebody else like behind a sheet that's
she's tied up
by a noose, and we don't know who he is.
Yeah,
or who it is.
And she's tied up. She has to she saws her ropes off in the scene, so she gets taken.
And here comes the reveal of who the clowns are. And at this point, I'm just going to say that it had to happen. It felt to me like the director sat down and said, okay, we have this much patience of an audience member. We have now come all the way up.
Yeah.
And they have no more fucking patience.
Yeah.
So we now have to reveal, because if not, people are going to get up and get the fuck out, and word of mouth is going to sink this awesome movie we made. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
You disagree?
I mean, I definitely think it was time to reveal. I also didn't feel like it was a reveal at this point. I think the context clues were too great.
I was a little surprised by the dad. I wasn't surprised at all by the
Cole's
sheriff,
dad.
Except for his size and the fact that I didn't see a Frendo
Yeah.
up until the reveal of his fucking size.
Yeah, he comes out in the Frendo, and you're like, that's definitely Will Sasso. And he pulls the mask off, and there it is. That's the beginning of the reveal.
The first time we see him as in a Frendo outfit is at the reveal.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
what kind of bullshit is that?
He was in the sheriff outfit until then because he had to pick up Cole as a sheriff, I guess.
Stop it.
I don't know. I didn't write the thing. Eli Craig, who wrote the greatest horror comedy of all time, wrote this movie, okay? So
what are you, polishing his balls?
Just go watch Tucker and Dale and get back to me. It's on the
We're not reviewing
It's on the
Tucker
Plex.
and Dale.
Oh, you want to? I will. It's from 10 years ago, but I'll review it.
You give me a versus of The Hills Have Eyes versus The Hills Have Eyes, and then we'll do your Tucker.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So what happens? They reveal the father's there too. We get a little exposition. Somewhere along the lines, Cole and Rust made out, realizing that Cole was gay. Well, we're not going to go back to the scene, but it was really good. It was really good, and what I loved about it was when Janet was still alive. Janet and Quinn are talking and formulating their next plan, and they're just making out in right behind them, and they don't stop. They take I want to say 30 to 45 seconds of conversation between Quinn and Janet trying to formulate the next step of the plan while these two are making out behind them the whole time.
Wait. Cole and Rust are making out while Janet and Quinn are formulating a plan?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember that at all. Maybe it's just something I didn't notice, because I didn't notice Cole and Rust making out until Rust rescues him, and then Quinn comes out, and she gives a nice quippy line, for the people that might be, whatever. Even though my generation, I'm old as fuck, and I'm not that unenlightened. Where she says, weirdest night ever.
Oh, sure. So maybe it's her and her dad formulating the plan with Rust and Cole in the background. Either way, there's a scene where they make out, and it wasn't weird at all, and it was super good and kind of cathartic. You actually kind of root for these two, even though you know that you don't know they're in love with each other for very long, but it doesn't take very long for you to root for them because you have already endeared yourself to their characters.
Sure. I will give you all that. Just for me, I love Rust and Cole making out. I'm okay with Quinn's reaction to it. For me, it's then why the fuck is this kid flirting with Quinn the entire movie? He could be bisexual. I'm not saying there's no interest there. What I am saying, go over the script once more, and when he goes to leave for Founders Day, I know I said this already, but here it's relevant, so here it makes sense. If the dad said, well, because he's all about traditional values, which is what Cole is going up against. He actually gives a speech at a fucking rave, and I was like, wow, this kid's the next mayor, if not governor of this town. This kid's awesome, where he talks about, we are the future, we are the next generation, it's all about us. And he levies responsibility on these drunk teenagers listening to fucking techno music. So if the dad had given it doesn't have to be homophobic, but a traditional based snobby oligarch line, it would have for me elevated the quality of the message this movie is, and it does it very subtly, very well. It does it through showing, not telling, but it definitely has a message of, the newer generation has a voice and they're going to be heard, and their values are more than significant because the generation before it fucked up in more ways than one. And we're not going to go down a political rabbit hole, but this movie, if it has a powerful forwarding message, it's that. So if you're going to do that, be a little less bipolar, take your medicine, and I understand it's a horror movie and you got to kill something every 5 minutes or people are going to fucking lose interest. Give me 15 seconds of dialogue. Give me 30 seconds of dialogue. Give me fucking something.
Yeah.
That is my complaint. I am now sated. Nate can finish his analysis.
All right, so we have the father and Cole have a face-off where the father reveals, well, the father doesn't actually reveal, where Cole accuses the father of burning down the factory for the insurance money because the factory wasn't making any money.
Again, the kid is more socially conscientious than the dad.
And then the father kind of apologizes for thinking he was so dumb and says, oh, maybe you are kind of bright after all, figuring that out all on your own. Of course,
in other words,
of course it was me. I'm going to kill you now.
Maybe there is potential for you to grow up and be an oligarch prick that doesn't care about people's lives is the unspoken message there. So another reason for us to love Cole, which for a good chunk of this scene is dangling literally by a fucking noose, balancing his life on the tippy toes of a car
of a car hood, which the father is trying to drive out from under his feet.
When I was watching this movie, I just got to say, I was like, there is a death in this movie that nobody saw, and that's that the doctor, I want to say, breaks through the wall or some shit in his Volvo in a scene where we need Deus Ex Machina for Quinn to not die.
Right.
And so that balances Cole's feet as well, so he's not being hung.
Yep.
And I want to say that is where we notice that the doctor's soul is dead, because only somebody with a soul that is no longer a part of their being would drive a Volvo. What a terrible fucking car.
that was
See, Nate didn't notice it.
That was a long walk for that joke, but we'll take it.
Not just a joke. And go see The Long Walk by Stephen King. You guys will love it.
Oh yeah, that's coming.
What's coming out?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
Great.
Oh my god.
Fantastic short story. Read the book first, guys.
All right. So we come to some kind of climax here, where the father is, I think he's driven.
Some kind of climax.
No, really, it gets kind of confusing.
This whole movie's confused.
They kill pretty much all the clowns. We find out that the chainsaw clown was the teacher, and that's why he hated the kids so much.
And there's the grocery clerk. I thought the movie did a really, really great job of recycling people. It's like, okay, if you're an actor and you get one scene, it kind of sucks, and especially when you're trying to, pad your resume and you want to show off what you could do. Yeah. So they kind of recycled all the adults. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, no,
the woman,
definitely.
Was that the mom? Was that Cole's mom? The woman that was there?
I don't think so.
The female Frendo?
I mean, she could have been Cole's mom. I don't know.
I was like, you know what? Nate will know. But here's something you do know. There's a clown that got away. That's Cole's dad, right?
Cole's dad drives away.
And we never see him again.
Right. When he drives away, we never see him again.
So do you want me to complain now about how he drives away, we don't see him, and everybody's fucking happy and hunky-dory, and everybody's doing a group hug? Oh, great, you got your fucking group, but there's a fucking psychopath out there with money.
Well, there's a sequel. I mean, Clown 2 is coming. So.
Oh, great. Well, I'm going to bitch about that later. You know the scene I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know the scene you're talking about. Yep. Yep, I know the scene.
So
all right.
walk us to the climax, please, so I can pitch sooner.
So they get into and we haven't seen it the whole movie, and the movie's about clowns. They get into a clown car that it literally makes little honking noises when they get into it, and it's a tiny little. It looks like it's a Volkswagen Beetle. Yeah, and they all squeeze into it, and of course Quinn's in the driver's seat, and fuck, it's manual.
Right.
So the dad is in the passenger seat, and the dad teaches her how to drive right then and there on the spot, and tells him the chainsaw clown is still alive. He manages to come out the other side. It is the asshole teacher again.
Have you driven stick, Nate?
Oh yeah.
So you know you don't learn that fast. That motherfucker will not move until you get it.
Absolutely not.
So that was bullshit.
She definitely got this thing into third or fourth gear in like the space of 50 feet, which also no fucking way. But that's all right, whatever. And
so her soul was possessed by either Vin Diesel or Paul Walker from a movie franchise we don't talk about.
She hits this clown, and it splatters all over the windshield. We get a cool.
I love
wiper. The wiper blood effects was very
Loved
cool.
It.
And it's happily ever after for the survivors.
There's a really cool kill that we missed. You alluded to, I'm not sure if you did it in the BTS or if you talked about it when we were streaming, about how it's kind of like anybody could put on a scream mask and be the killer.
Right.
There's a really cool thing here, and yes, I'm sure it's been done before, probably in Scream and other movies, where Quinn has a Frendo costume on when she kills, I want to say the sheriff with the cattle prod that they were torturing her with.
Right.
And she shoves it right down his fucking mouth.
Right.
And you could see the blue lights just flickering from his fat esophagus. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, it was a great kill, but she ended up in a closet of Frendo costumes. So she gets in one and hides among them, and stuck her shoes sticking out from another like a curtain. So he attacks the curtain, and she attacks him. It was a solid scene you've seen before, but you've never seen someone stick a cattle prod down someone's throat.
Well, that's good to know. And what I liked about that scene was the message of it. They did not beat us down with the dialogue with a very heavy hand when he says, you kids think you know everything. And then he attacks the wrong clown. He knows what she's up to, but hey, dummy, you might be right, but you're wrong. She's right behind you. And she gives a great vengeful line of dialogue when she kills him that I really, really enjoyed.
Which was, don't fuck with Frendo. That was the Frendo callback.
Oh, is that what she said?
I'm pretty sure, because she was dressed as Frendo, right? I think that was the don't fuck with Frendo callback.
Because I think she said don't fuck with Frendo when she realized something early on. I don't know. I'm never watching this movie again.
Yeah, they said it in a car at some point as well. So the
guys in the comments, let us know.
When did they say that?
What did she say when she killed the sheriff? And was it don't fuck with Frendo? And if not, how many other non-Daryl don't fuck with Frendos are in this movie? Please and thank you.
Please and thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no clip after the credits. I Googled it. And didn't waste.
Oh, good, because I didn't wait.
Yeah, didn't waste my time waiting because the Google told me it didn't exist. For the
you are not going to. You are not. No. You are not going to glance over the ending.
I'm not. Okay.
So the dad gets away. They drive away in this clown car. Windshield blood. Great, awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we get, hey guys, an incredibly unfucking necessary resolution where. Dad is running for mayor.
Oh, Dad's running for mayor. That's right. She's going off to college.
So he is now rooted in Kettle Springs, and he's going to have the team of Cole and Russ come on board, and we're going to pave the way forward with a dad who's not a total dick, and two kids that are going to pave the future forward. Awesome sauce. And they show up, well, not totally inexplicably, to give her a going away present. Is she going away to college? They never said, but
yeah. Okay. The way the dad was talking, like the dialogue he had, was definitely going to college talk.
And so they give her a gift of something that we never seen in the movie before, but it doesn't totally not make sense. A 6-foot retractable battle baton that you see in those Facebook ads.
Oh yeah.
I want to buy that for $9.99, and you never do.
Yeah,
I can like break glass and do whatever other kind of shit.
It's like exactly the one from Facebook.
Yeah, it is that. And then she drives off. Oh, but wait. Did she check the back of her car? Because there's a nice, creepy Baden corn syrup Frendo marketing device.
The music
Jack
box.
in the Box.
Yeah, the Jack in the Box, yeah.
So she tosses it onto the road. And we don't know if creepy dad who just got away, we don't need an explanation as to where the fuck he went because we're content for some fucking magical reason.
Yeah.
I'm not content. Are you content?
I'm not content, but honestly, like, if they're going to do a Clown 2 and bring Kevin Durant back as the villain, like, bringing Kevin Durant back, that is not a mistake. Not killing him is good. Like, if you wanted to close this movie out and never make another one, yeah, kill Kevin Durant. But because of him as an actor, not necessarily Cole's father's character, you probably should have killed him. But if you're gonna bring somebody back as the villain, Clown 2, I think Kevin Durant is probably the right choice.
And you bring her back as Quinn. Yeah. That's an obvious winning formula right there. But what I'm hearing is 1977, you're making A New Hope with the massive plot hole of how the Death Star blows up so easily so that you can make Rogue One 25 years later.
Well, also...
That would have been a dick move if that was the case. So it feels like a dick move, and where It Feeds didn't fuck up, and so far I think every other movie we've seen setting up the sequel did, or at least most of them. Mm-hmm. That's a point down for me.
All right, so if you want to think about it logically with Kevin Durant's character, the father, yeah, you said it yourself, rich psychopath on the loose. Yeah, okay, every law enforcement agency in the country is going to have an APB or whatever about this guy, and they're going to know who he is. So he's going to be off grid between the end of this movie and when he makes his reappearance in the second film. So he's going to be off grid doing his thing, whatever that thing is, because he's got all this money. So it makes some kind of sense for someone with that kind of wealth, that kind of means, to be able to survive off the grid between now and then, plotting his revenge on the people that destroyed his legacy, his town, his family. I mean, he's got nothing to lose with his revenge plot, whatever that may be. So, Clown 2 with Kevin Durant as the villain could shape up to be a good sequel. If they go in another direction, who knows what'll happen.
The nicest thing I can say about that is that it gives some writer's room possibilities. You open up the opening scene with Dad at his mayoral inauguration, key to the city, cutting a ribbon type scene type shit, where he dies from a friendo. That would be fucking great.
Yeah.
Do we name it Clowns in a Cornfield, or do we name it Clown in Cornfields? Or
I like Clown 2, some kind of subtitle.
Okay.
That's what I like. I like weird things. But it would be nice. So Clown 2, right? The way Scream 2 says the rules have changed, you've got to turn it up to 11. So Clown exists only on the eve of Founders Day to clear out the bad crop.
Ooh.
So Clown 2, like you just said, dude gets killed by a clown in broad daylight during his inauguration.
Broad daylight's good.
Breaks the rules. Rules right away. And let the clown get shot dead by security and him not even care. Kevin Durant is the mastermind, sending fucking bums in clown suits, giving him $100, go stab this guy in the face. It becomes like a totally pure chaos kind of almost Joker-like villain who's sending these clowns to basically, not Harry Carey, but
Hey, Shudder, do you want to make your 6 into an 8 for the sequel? You can message Nate Roberts at BasementMedia.Online, and you can ask him very fucking nicely to join your writing room. By the way,
I'd be happy to write Clown 2.
You sound like you'd be happy to.
I'd be happy to write Clown 2.
I'd be happy to collaborate and bounce ideas off with you, but this one I'm going to put me into the writing room for Until Dawn 2. Oh. It Feeds 2. I will fucking polish somebody's balls to be in that writing room. This one, I will help you out, Nate, as I always will, but I'm okay if it doesn't happen, is what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm not going to fucking refuse.
Sounds good.
Jack Nicholson Jr. So I thought the dad was Cary Elwes Jr. I thought Kevin Durant's revealed clown. I was
Yeah.
like, okay. So that was one of those junior moments that I had. Just to follow up with
Yeah,
one more.
the face paint definitely felt like Nicholson's Joker a little bit, but also was like I kind of like him not wearing a mask. I kind of like
Sure.
because he's the leader, right? Like, why would he put the fucking mask on? Like, he's the boss, right? He's got to be differentiated in some
Yeah.
way. So he's got his suit on, and he's got the face paint, but he's
Yeah.
not in the clown suit. He doesn't have the mask.
Yeah. Whereas the store clerk, and if the woman who may or may not be his wife does not have face paint on, and I thought Janet was Kristen Bell Jr.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, she could have. She had a likeness. Ladies and gentlemen, for the podcast, for the recent
1 hour and
releases,
25 minutes.
I
noticed, and I kept my volume down. I let
I
this guy go on and on and
I gave it a 6. Clown in a Cornfield.
Stephen Anthony with Delclo Studios. I give Clown in the Cornfield a 6.
And for the podcast for the recent deceased, I'm the boss house for out 2, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.